Tens of thousands of Russian soldiers are trying to push the Ukrainian defense forces out of their positions in Kursk region. The main task of the Ukrainian armed forces is to contain and destroy the enemy, the commander-in-chief of the Ukrainian armed forces, Oleksandr Syrsky, has said.
The importance of this operational area cannot be underestimated, given the number of enemy troops that are concentrated there. If it were not for the resilience of our soldiers, these tens of thousands of enemies from the best Russian strike units would have stormed our positions in the Pokrovsk, Kurakhove or Toretsk directions, which would have significantly worsened the situation on the front. Oleksandr Syrsky, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, on Telegram.
Attempts to push pressure on Ukrainian defense forces have so far failed to bring the expected results. The Kremlin is forced to involve more and more units of Russian security forces in the operation in Kursk region.
As we can see, the decisive actions have resulted in the indecision of the local authorities and in the fact that so far the Russian Federation has not made a decision to give the operation in Kursk region the status of a military operation. The so-called anti-terrorist operation is still being conducted under the general direction of the Federal Security Service.
Ukraine was able to transfer military operations to the territory of the aggressor country, while the Kremlin demonstrated its failure to defend its own country, experts say.
And this, of course, is such a revolutionary event which changes the meaning of what is happening and should have a very strong impact on Russian society. Because before the Kursk operation, it was believed that since the Second World War, there had been no direct hostilities on the territory of the Russian Federation, except for civil wars and conflicts within Russia itself, for example, in Chechnya.
Moscow has been forced to ask Pyongyang for reinforcements. According to Ukrainian intelligence, at least 11,000 North Korean soldiers are already in Kursk region. In total, the Russian command has concentrated between 45,000 to 50,000 military personnel in the Kursk region, said Vadim Mysnyk, spokesman for the Siversk task force. The Kremlin has thrown Marine infantry brigades and airborne division, special forces units and assault battalions to break through the Ukrainian armed forces defenses. But the Russian army's counter-offensive in Kursk region turned out to be a disaster for Moscow, Bild experts said.
Preliminary territorial changes after 3 days of massive Russian counter-offensive in Kursk region. As a result, Russia lost 28 armored vehicles and more than 200 soldiers killed and wounded. What a disaster for Vladimir Putin and his generals. Yulian Ryobke, open data analyst expert from a publication in a Telegram channel Bild in Russian.
Moscow is constantly looking for new resources to compensate for the record losses of the Russian army in the war against Ukraine. One of them is foreign mercenaries. North Korea can become a permanent supplier of manpower for the aggressor country, according to the analyst at the Institute for the Study of War. In their opinion, Pyongyang can supply Moscow with up to 15,000 people every month. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavskaya, Victoria Smirnova, UATV News.